return, baby, on the summer night. A shot of love and a spark of love to breathe. The stars align and the month time night burn like a ground I leave. Are we leaving on the next train, baby? I do believe. Come on, let's ride this train. Come on, let's ride this train. Now I ain't missed a 9 to 5, I don't hear it in my song. I'm gonna pull my weight, don't get me wrong. A brand new start and a whole new part, they are big old shoes to fill. I'll be there on that platform, babe, you know I will. Come on, let's ride this train. Come on, let's ride this train. Now nothing is this run for life, you'll never find its match. So you live to be a million years. All hearts are lost by default in the time of a single beat. We're leaving on the next train, babe, so take your seat. All right. Come on, let's ride this train. Yeah, come on, let's ride this train. Oh, come on, let's ride this train. Oh, come on, let's ride this train. Let's ride this train now.
All right, that one messed up right there. Okay. All right. Technical difficulties here. Good evening, everyone. It is July 23, 2025. How y'all doing today? I'm trying to get things going over here on Rumble. For some reason, it showed up 3 different streams for Rumble up on my dashboard, so you can still see 2 of them up there, but it says 0 and 0, so it's not registering anything. How you doing, William Buckby? Glad that you can make it in there. But what's it say over here? I'm trying to determine how many people are over there right now. Okay, we got 8 people over there on the Rumble side, and it's still saying 0. So we got Why You're Naked, Stuart G, and BSTNWHLR. Good to see you all over there. Those are the ones that are in the chat. The other ones are being silent. So, all right. So we got a lot done. Well, not a lot done, but little itty bitty details done yesterday, and let me show you what it looks like here. All right, now you barely can't see it, but there are actually gears there, and some chain. Well, I think you can see the chain there, but a lot of aggravation. So, hey, Raymond Duran, good to see you in here. How you doing? Glad you can make it in here. Okay. And Rob over there said, Tom, did the sub donated find its way to anyone last stream? I've never seen that happen before. No, it has not. I got credit for it, but I'm not sure if it got to anybody. Okay, Boston Whaler. Okay, how you doing? BSTN Whaler. Okay, all right. Good to see you in here. Thanks for your support. I really appreciate it. He's over on the Rumble side. All right. So I don't know why, Rob, that it did not register to anybody. Usually, it pops up to people that are up in the chat live at the time, and I guess it showed up on my dashboard as I don't know who, but hopefully. Okay, yeah, and Reggie says it is buffering. It's buffering already. Yeah, I seen the little thing over here, and it looks good now, I think. Let's hope so, because it rained just a little bit today. What is the red square by our names for? The red square, okay. Gerald asked in the chat. Some of them have a crown, some of them have a diamond, or no, a castle, a diamond. I guess that's that you're following me, and I guess by what it is, how long you've been following me, I'm not sure. Or no, wait a minute. No, the diamond one, Rob and Boston Whaler, they are supporters on locals, and the castle, I guess, is a member on locals. I'm not sure. And I got a blue one is a crown. That's the channel membership. It's good for 1 month. Is that the membership on there? Okay, I'm confused. Hey, Bama, big man, how you doing? Good to see you in here. All right, so I'm going to put this up here again. If you have a Rumble account, head on over there. And there is the link right there. It's up in the chat. You look back in the chat a little bit and you'll see the link in there. You could click on that and head on over to Rumble. I know, Bama Big Man, you got a Rumble account over here. So head on over. Wigwag, you got a Rumble account too. Hey, sorry, Reggie, I didn't see your chat, but I'm doing fine. How are you doing? There you go. And Reggie's mom just got his mom out of the hospital. Glad that she is back. Hope everything is going all right. So we are here. The Castle in Rumble is subscription. Okay, all right. Thanks, Rob. I can't put any of this up on the chat though. It's weird. And Jeff's Train World, good to see you in here. How you doing? Everybody's just popping in here now. All right, there you go. Okay, so we're going to have some train shows, and we're going to see what I've been doing on the workbench. Fishing up in Wisconsin. How about that? You're so lucky. All right. There's a lot of fish here in Florida, but I haven't been fishing. Haven't fished in a long time. All right. Thank you, Bama Big Man. There you go. All right. There you go. All right. It says going to Rumble now. Thank you very much. Okay. All right. So I'm trying to get people over on Rumble because I got to get people in the chat. I got to get up to count of 20 people, individual people. I don't care if you do it 500 times, you're only counted once. But I'm a little short. And then Just Train World says, hi, wigwag. Hey, there you go. All right. So, and this is weird that I can't put it up on the Rumble chat up in there like I normally do. Let me see something here. I could do this, test you. This is a test pinned message. And that's the only thing I could do. I can't pin any other message because none of the other ones are popping up here. All right. Just checking out the chat over here. Okay, there we go. Now I got to unpin that there. Okay, there we go. All right. So, train shows and then the workbench stuff. So, and if you haven't done so already, smash that like button. All right, smashed it, smash it, smash it. There you go. But do it very gently so you don't hurt it. Don't hurt yourself either. All right. Hey, and there's Sparky. How you doing, Sparky? Good to see you in here. Where's it at here? There you go. How did you do, Tom? All right, I saw your auction thing there. I finally went online to take a look at it. A lot of graffiti on them, on that rolling stock. Yeah, so there you go. All righty. So, okay. William Buckby says, just sitting here in my truck at work. Yard hustler at the General Mills flour plant in Kansas City, Missouri. There you go. All right. Be careful. All right. I'm looking for something here in the chat right here. Okay. Let me do this. Okay, I'll put this up here again. If you have a Rumble account, head on over there because you know who you are. Okay, so let me put this up here also. There has been some issues with Rumble and people have said they have issues going on Rumble. So if you are having issues with gaining access or buffering, freezing, or any other issues with Rumble, please send them an email to let them know what's going on. Use your email that your account was created with. If you don't tell them, it won't get fixed. It will never get fixed. support@rumble.com. And also, if you send an email to support@rumble.com, they'll send you back a response with a code for 1 month free Rumble Premium. So there you go. You can't beat that. You could complain to them, you can rant all you want, and they'll give you a free month of Rumble Premium. So there we go. So let's take a look at the train shows here. All right, here we go. This is Golden Spike Enterprises, and most of this stuff has already gone in the past, but down here we got Atlanta, Georgia, Duluth, Georgia to be exact. They got a museum there too, a railroad museum, Gas South Convention Center, model train and railroad artifacts. August the 23rd, 2025. That is a really nice place. They have just rebuilt it. I think what's going on over there is they've been, it's been under construction for I don't know how long, but I think who was it? Somebody told me it's going to be under construction for forever. But we've been up there twice, and it's a pretty good, pretty nice place. Really big and a lot of good vendors up there. Better than a train show. Yeah. Flea market, yeah. There you go. Sparky's pushing on his meet and greet. Okay. This is not the song either. Okay. Did I miss it? Okay. I missed the conversation here. All right. There you go. I haven't seen it yet, but we'll check on it. I've been looking all the time, but I haven't seen it up there yet. So let's go over to here. Here's the down at the bottom here. Here is trainshows.net. So let's look up in Canada. And it's not there. So recent additions and updates. So you got to go over here and USA, New Zealand, USA. Everything is USA. I don't see any Canadas. I don't see anything for August either. There's August 17. That's USA, Iowa. Hasn't made it. There's Dayton, Ohio train show. Great train show. I wonder why they didn't put it up here. Because for Canada, they have tours and open houses listed up there for stuff other than train shows also. I hope they get it up there soon. Oh, the song you like to turn up. Oh, okay. We'll get to that. We'll get to that pretty soon. Yeah, that's my supporter song. Okay. Yeah, I forgot about that, but no, here's trainshows.net. Okay. They have a lot of stuff on here all over the world, but if you need to see in your area, just go on there, trainshows.net, and just look around, and they have it done by the states. And I've seen something in here. Somebody asked about no train shows in Chicago. So let's take a look at Illinois. So St. Louis, great Midwest trains in August. Narrow gauge, Collinsville, Illinois, Wheaton, Illinois, Collinsville, Wheaton, and Marion, Illinois. So I guess not. Okay. Not in Chicago, but close to it. All right. So here's another one, trainshows.com. And this is 3 different places. Most of it's Wheaton, Illinois. And then Oaks, PA, Monroeville, PA. Hey, Wigwag Workshop, thanks for stopping in over there at Rumble and Bama Big Man. Thank you very much. I got to look on my cell phone for all this chat because it's not showing up on my screen. So thanks for stopping over. I really appreciate it. So Greenberg, all these ones over here, and then great train shows. Delmore, California, Shakopee, Minnesota, Collinsville, Illinois, Pleasanton, California. There you go. All right. Kansas City, Missouri, Boise, Idaho. All that good stuff. There's a Timonium, Maryland from Greenberg in December 6 and 7. So there you go. All right. And here is Train Collectors Association. They had a big deal in Jacksonville about 3 weeks ago. It lasted a week. They were all over Georgia and Florida. So August 16th is Regal Railway in Pinellas Park. September 6th is another Melbourne train show where I'll be going to that one because the guy that's selling the Campbell stuff will be there. All right. Okay. And what else we got? Hernando County Fairgrounds, another Regal Railway. And then the Villages, we got that coming up over here. And Volusia, we got that on another page here. So here is the Villages Summer Expo, September 20th and 21st at the Villages. It's a nice building right there, the Savannah Center. And they have one room full of vendors, and the other room is full of trains. Okay, Rob. All right, thank you, Rob, for gifting another sub. And Bama Big Man got the gifted sub, so thank you very much, Rob. That's about 5 now. So I really appreciate it, Rob. All right. And then Rail Fan and Railroad Magazine, in other words, Railroad Model Craftsman Magazine. There you go. This railroad-related events in the United States and Canada free of charge. Notices submitted to the website at least 90 days prior to the event date will be considered for publication in the print edition of our magazine, including Rail Fan and Railroad Model Craftsman, Model Railroad News, and Rail Space News Magazine. So if you're less than 90 days, it gets posted over here. So there you go. All right. And it is for free. It's free to post there. Okay. And then NMRA, they got all the regional conventions there. Sunshine Region right here. This is Florida in Ocala. And they just had one in, I'm not sure which region it is, but it's Novi, Michigan, Midwest. There you go. I got it right. There was the Novi, Michigan last week. Okay. All right. So they got a lot of stuff going on there. NMRA.org. And here is Suncoast Model Railroad Club. Robert Sacco is the president of the club. And he's got a train show coming up in December. Right here at the Pinellas Park Performing Arts Center, 9 to 3 p.m. They got some good donuts, cookies, and coffee from Drunken Donuts. So the train show itself is in Pinellas Park, and then the Model Railroad Club is in Largo. So 12355 67th Street North, Suite A, Largo, Florida. They have HO and N scale. A lot of good modelers there in Largo. So okay, so what else do we have here? And then there's Bushnell Station. No train show, but they got a lot of model railroads there, 30 to be exact. All different sizes, from Z to 7.5 inch rail. Okay, and there is his personal collection right there in G scale. They have a gift shop. They're open on Saturday in Bushnell, Florida, right off of Interstate 75. Okay, and what else do we have here? And then Regal Railway, here's all their stuff right here. And they have one just about every month in different parts of Florida, on the west coast of Florida, and that's regalrailways.com. Okay, so if you have any more, put it up there. Sounds like I-26 in Asheville, been under construction as long as I can remember. Just like the Pennsylvania Turnpike also. It's been under construction since 1950. They built it in 1950, the Turnpike, and it's been under construction ever since. They've had work going on everywhere. It's a never-ending deal right there. Okay, so, and here's a way I can get it over there. All right, so let me move this over here. So how can I move it all the way over? All right, let me try something here. So you can see some of the chat over there on, wait a minute, left display, edit. Okay, let me move this over here. There you go. Now you can see the chat. Okay, there you go. Yeah, Wigwag Workshops. Oh, cool. You can give memberships. There you go. All right. So Rob gifted a membership over there. Okay. Okay, that's running a little bit slow there. Let me refresh it. Okay. Okay, there we go. All right, now you can see boom, boom, all that good stuff there. All right, so let me put it back over here. All right, so you don't get confused. Let me put this back where it belongs. Uh-oh, I lost it. Okay, hold on a second. Technical difficulty here. All right, so got to move this back. Uh-oh. Right there, that goes there. And I'm just playing around with my thing here because I moved it and now I got to move it back over to where it belongs. Okay, so I'll get it here situated here pretty soon. Okay, there we go. Oh, that's almost okay. I think I got it now. Let me see if it's right here. Okay. All right, there you go. Back to normal. Okay, there you go. So Sparky, you've been waiting for this here, right here. Crank it up. You can now support me on my locals community, Tom's Train of Thought. Membership is free, and you can support me for as little as $2 a month now. Just $2 a month. Link is in the description and in the chat. Thank you for your contributions during the live stream. I really appreciate it. I would also like to thank all the moderators who have helped me out in the past years. Thank you very much. All right, that just like that guy said, thank you very much. Yeah, blasted there for Sparky. Okay, even better. All right. When you do it there. Okay. There you go. All right, so we're going to take a look at some stuff that I've been doing. We're just going to do a recap. First off, we're going to do a recap of what we did on Monday. And then, but I got to put this thing up here. My schedule. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. All on Rumble. Wednesday on YouTube also. Smash that like button. Follow me. There you go. Click the bell notification because you actually get notified on Rumble when somebody puts out a new video or live stream. And you have 4 choices: immediate, daily, hour. I can't remember what it was. I just looked at it last week and I forgot already. Immediate, hourly, daily, and never. Okay, so that's the 4 choices. Okay. All right, so we got that out of the way. So let's take a look at what we're doing over here on the, let me get it up here. Okay, there we go. It made it. Bag G is the very last part. A lot of sticks, reflectors, and chain. So, and the only thing that's left to do is this chute in the front right here. There's a platform that goes here with a couple of ladders. There's ladders that run all the way up to the top. And I think there's a platform right here also. And the chute consists of a bunch of this stuff over here, these 3 things right here. And for the deal on the front here, the steel plates right here with the platform and that right there, all that good stuff is included in bag G. You wouldn't think about it, but that's all there is. And I got to build like 4 ladders. Okay, 2 ladders for the old hoist house that tall, 1 ladder that high, 1 ladder that high, and 1 ladder that high. So 2, 3, 4, 5 ladders. I hope we got some of the enough sticks in there for those ladders. Okay. Okay, yeah, and we got 2 pulleys in here also, I think. Got 2 small pulleys right there. I don't know if you can see them. They're real small. So let me, okay. And then here is the instructions for G. Right there, all of this, over here, and right there. So that's a lot of instructions for this little bag of sticks. So let me open it up and we'll see what's in there and sort it all out. And I hope I don't lose those little pulleys right there. Okay, there's that. There's one of the pulleys. I know there's a second one in here somewhere. There it is, right there. Those are the smallest things in here. Come on, it doesn't want to come out. There it is. So there's that one, there's that one. There's 1 reflector and another reflector stuck way at the top trying to come out. There it is. All right, and it just came right over there. It knew where it needed to be. A couple of them. Here's some chain that goes on the front. Okay. Now, I think there's 2 platforms that I need to build, and I guess I have to build it out of that one piece right there. So we got a lot of these. I get these are all these are for the ladders. This looks something, no, that's still the same. So these are wider ones here. Okay, so all of this right here is for the ladders and the rungs on the ladders, and also I didn't read the instructions, but on the drawings there's a lot of places where there's cleats. Oh, right there. Oops, my blade's about to fall out. Okay, So there's 3 cleats right there, 3 cleats right there. But anyway, here's a platform right here. There's with the railing and 2 ladders. And then we got to build all this stuff right here. So there's the 2 pulleys. Or actually, those are sprockets for the chain. Got an arm, that's for one of those brass rods right there. You got to make that out of the cardboard stuff there, that out of the cardboard right there. So this is going to be fun over here, building all this stuff right here. And it says, I think it says pillow blocks, but I don't know where the pillow blocks are. We got some small stuff on here too. So we got some nut bolt washer castings right here. And here's some bigger ones right here. These got rectangular washers on them, wide ones. Here's 2 small arms. Here's a sprocket right there, and then there's that curved arm right there where I will have to read the directions again to find out where everything goes. Oh yeah, and there's a platform up here too, up above. Yeah, platform right here. This thing right here goes across. And I guess that platform probably come from that, because there's one here, and I don't think that's enough for all of them. But that's going to be interesting. We'll probably have this finished on Wednesday, hopefully, if I have enough time. Like, cut the steel coal gate from the card and give it a slight curve and glue it to the coal gate header with the bottom of the card curved inwards. See the side section in figure 1A. Cut a piece of scale 2x4 9/16 inches long and glue it across the middle of the gate as in figure 1A. Coal chute made up of plank gang planking, which is steel lining. Cut the piece, that's what goes up in front. Cut out the steel chute extensions, blah blah blah. Blast wire is furnished for the sprocket shafts. Cut a piece, blah blah blah. Chain, cut a piece of brass shaft. Glue the pillow blocks to the timbers. Chute extension, 2x4 lift rod pillow block. Now it only shows one view of it there, right there. So there's probably 2 of them there, but I do not see pillow blocks in the bearings in any of the plastic, because this is all that's left right here of the plastic. Well, unless these are tiny pillow blocks right here, and that's not that. Okay, let me put my goggles on and take a closer look. My goodness, that's what they are. 3 little pillow block bearings right there, right on it. Now, I was thinking that this is part of it, but that's not a part of it. Those are the pillow block bearings right there. 3 little pillar block bearings. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, I hope I don't have to, yeah, I gotta drill a hole in there because these little brass rods fit in there for these sprockets right there. Okay, some more drilling. Okay, so that's what we got to do. It only points to 1 pillow block, but it looks like there's 4 right here, but I only see 3 on there. But we'll figure it out. Alright, so that's what's in store. That's what I got to do next. Okay, so we got all that sorted out right there. So this is the last of it right here. I still have to attach the roof. The roof is right here. I might make it detachable because you can't see that stuff, that detail inside there if you put the roof on. Even if you can't even see it if you look from underneath. So I'm gonna whoop-de-doo, you know, put a detachable roof on there. And so that's it. And on the last one, I gotta paint these pulleys right here. And here's this thread. But thread is supposed to be wrapped around this pulley over here, but I'm not going to wrap it around. I'm just going to bring it down and glue it in place. And then some rods come from these inside pulleys here and go over to the hoist house, because that's supposed to be where they crank the doors open. Okay, so that's it. That's the plan. All right, that was the plan. So here is what I ended up doing yesterday. It got a lot of aggravation out of the super glue, because normally when you do plastic to wood, it'll stick really good. But I guess this is an old tube of super glue, and you know I've been playing around with the lid and having to poke it in there. It's been open for a couple of months now, using the same old tube of super glue for a long time, and I guess it just lost its potency, because it worked really fine and got on there, but it just barely touched it and boom, it fall off. So what I ended up doing is putting a lot of Alene's Tacky glue on it instead. I still had the super glue on the bearings, the shaft and the bearings and the gears on there. That was done with super glue, but putting it on the wood timbers was with Alene's Tacky glue. It looks like a lot of coaling towers at Cuomo. Yeah. All right. Well, I guess I'm not sure if they got it at Durango and Chama. They have two different versions of it. A shorter one for the HON3, but they have the plans in there for the Chama. You just put a couple of the timbers in different places. The way to test the bond on super glue is to place a drop between your fingers. Rob, I did that and it works good, but it doesn't work on wood. I don't know how many times I stuck my fingers together. No matter how old it is, it still sticks your fingers together. So that's not a good indication of how it's going to work on wood and plastic. But because I stuck my fingers together. Stuck my fingers to the paper towel with that thing, stuck my fingers to the little applicator, stuck the applicator to the glass with it, but the wood to the plastic, it just would not take. Maybe because it was painted, I'm not sure. But that's probably, I should have just scratched it off and put bare wood. I meant Chama. Okay, yeah. Okay, there you go, Gerald. Chama, yeah. Well, I think they get a lot of their stuff from Durango and Chama, because they do the HO and HON3 stuff. So you on a lot of that stuff you have an option of doing an HO and HON3. So There you go. But yeah, it's a very common coaling tower, and very intricate, and even more intricate when you're building it in HO scale. So let me show you what I did yesterday, what made me really aggravated there. Okay, Jeff's Train says he's back. Oh, right, I didn't know you were gone. Right, okay, let's catch up on this over here. I'll be doing a how-to on my layout. All right, good to hear. I'm looking for logging equipment for my layout, a rolling stock or the buildings and stuff. I got buildings, I got rolling stock here. I use all types of glue. I use wood glue, very little wood glue. I use that, for on the layout here. But Elmer's glue and Alene's tacky glue. Most of the time, Alene's tacky glue. I use Elmer's glue for putting on the signage, and that works good. The tester's brush on is easy to use, but it tends to set up quick. Okay, tester's brush. All right, I use those little. I'll show it to you when I get over there. They come like 10 in a package. You get I think 3 different colors, and they're 3 different thicknesses. They get a little fuzzy thing on the end of it. I'm not sure what they're called. I don't have the packages, but I got them in my things. I've been using testers and Gorilla Glue. I heard Gorilla Glue wasn't that good. Debbie watches this guy, Redneck. He tests out all kind of stuff, and he tested out he tested out duct tape, Gorilla tape, and some other tape. He's funny. I'll have to find a link for that. Okay, not that one there. I posted on my channel what I came across the week up in Wisconsin, some logging equipment. All right, there you go. We'll have to check it out. All right. Jeff's Trains World, H-O-N-O. H-O-N-N-O. There you go. Yeah, almost just as bad as Russ with his channel name, putting a lot of stuff on the end of it. All right, but that's okay. No problem there. Okay, so let's take a look at what I did yesterday. Well, here we are. It's Tuesday afternoon, and we just opened up bag G last night on the Monday night live stream. So let me show you what is involved here. We got a bunch of these sticks right here, all laid out. That 2 gears, 2 lamps, shades, and chain. I have all this plastic left over, and what I didn't realize was these 3 little things here were pillow block bearings. But I'm not sure. I was looking at the drawings, and it looks like there's 4 pillow block bearings. We have some nut bolt castings right here. There's 2 arms, there's a little gear, and then there's a little curved arm right here. That's what's left on there. And we got some chain right here, and we got some rods. Now one of these rods are actually, one of them I got to cut in half and reach from these pulleys here to the back over here onto the house after I glue that. I didn't glue this on here yet. We're going to hold off on that till the very end, because we don't have to do that right now. But we're going to be working on the front on this coal gate and Shute. So here's step 48G, build the coal gate and Shute. Cut the steel coal gate, this thing right here, from the card and give it a slight curve and glue it in the coal gate header with the bottom of the card curved inward. See the side section in figure 1A. Cut a piece of 2x4, 9/16 inch long, and glue it across the middle of the gate as in figure 1A. So 1A is right here. Here's the cross section of 1A. Here's the coal gate right here, and you could barely tell that it's curved or anything, but I guess this right here, yeah, that's the 2x4. So the gate will go right here, curved in on the bottom. And where does the top sit? That's the header right there, so it sits right at the header and gets curved in. That looks a lot bigger than the hole right there. I don't see how that's going to get in there. Okay, well, that's what they said, so we're going to cut it out and see what happens with it. Okay, I'm not quite sure why none of this fits in here, but it says curve this and then put this steel and put this 2x4 across the top of it. Okay, well, the 2x4 in the drawing shows that it goes from this piece right here to this piece right here, but it is way short of that. Now 9/16 is the opening right here where these two pieces are, but in the drawing it shows it looks like, because these things right here are these verticals right here, and then these inner ones should be these two in the opening, but well, that is long ways there. But if I put this there and curve the bottom, I'm just going to have to put it on the chute. So I'm going ahead to the next step, and it says cut gang planking. Now this is what they've been calling gang planking. Now this is the only gang plank that they have in G. Now it's supposed to be 11/16 inch wide. Well, this is not 11/16 inch wide. Two of those would be 11/16 inch wide. So I'm just gonna save this right here and go in the stash of some of the old gang planking that I have left over, and see if I can find something that might be 11/16. I'll cut that 11/16 by 1, and that's the lining. This goes on both sides, and then this right here goes inside that. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to do the first two steps and then see how all this fits together that way. So here's the piece 11/16 by 1 inch. There's the lining right there, and there's the two pieces that go on either side of it. So we'll put that thing together right there. So these two pieces right here, okay, I'm going to glue them on the edge, and they get glued on that gang planking. Let me hold on to this better. On the unscribed side, flush with the long edge. So that means I'm going to put it like this where I could see it. And we're just going to have to put the 1, 2, 3 block up against it, so we can get this thing square. Okay, that's that one. And we'll do the next one here. There we go. So we'll wait for that to dry. We got to scribe lines in this one here, and then fold it, and that'll go inside there, and that is the lining, and curve it. So this is going to be a fun one to curve because it's so close to the edge. So I'm just going to take my tweezers right here and try to get it like that, bend it like that. Okay, there we go, and that will fit inside there. Okay, so that's the 2 steps. Cut out the steel chute extension, fold in the dotted lines, and glue it in the chute in the retracted position as in figure 1A. Cut 4 pieces of 2x4, each 11/16, and glue 1 along the top of the chute extension and 3 across the bottom of the chute extension as shown in figure 1A. So figure 1A, 1 on the top and 3 on the bottom. There's 1 2x4 right there, there, and there. Now that last 2x4 will sit. So, okay, I got to cut out this chute extension first. Alrighty, got it now. Okay, this thing right here is the chute extension, and I have to crease it on those dotted lines. Well, I got the Colgate chute right here, and the liner, the chute extension, and the 4 2x4s 11/16. So this thing goes over top of this like this, and those pieces get folded down, and then one of these 2x4s goes across it right over here. So we'll glue this liner in there, and then glue this on top of it, and then glue that one piece on top of that, and then put the 3 2x4s on the bottom. A lot of work for just that little piece right there. On these paper products here, well, the cardstock, I mean, it's really delicate, so I put, instead of the Alene's Tacky glue, I use Elmer's wood glue on it, like I would on a regular sign. I smeared it on the inside of there and put the liner in, and then I put a dot here and there, and then flipped it over and pressed on it, and the 2 wings are sticking out. I put the glue on that, and then just folded it down like that. So now it's time to put one of the 2x4s on there, and I'm just gonna, the 2x4 goes on the very front of that, so we're just going to take some of the glue right here, and it spans all the way across 11/16 from one end to the other, right at the edge. And that'll hold that right in there solid. Okay, now on the bottom, so I'm taking my number 11 blade, and this is the really sharp one that I keep on sharpening, so the point on this is a little bit pointier than the other ones, and I get a better grip on it and hold it like that and apply the glue. And I already did the first one, and the first one is right at the very edge, so I'll hold this in place right here, and then the second one goes right there. And then let's do the third one. Okay, right like so. So now we have this part done. We still have to figure out the Colgate. So what comes next after this one? Oh my goodness. Brass wire is furnished for the sprocket shafts. Cut a piece 5-inch long and solder or glue one of the brass wheels 1/4 inch from one end. If necessary, drill out the shaft with this number 77 drill. Put a pillow block about 3/64 in from each end of the shaft, spaced to glue to the uprights above the coal gate header. Again, it may be necessary to use a 7/7 screw. Glue an arm on each end of the shaft. Glue an arm on each end of the shaft. Okay, the arms. Okay, I guess that's what these are. These little things right there. Those are the arms right there. Boom, boom, and it looks like they got a little dimple in there for a hole. So what we're going to have to do is get out the number 77. And let's see, I don't think we, is there a hole in there, or, yep, there's holes in those gears right there, but we're going to have to drill 77, number 77, in those pillow block bearings right there. Well, I found my number 76 bit. I tried the number 77 and it would not close in on it. And apparently it was up inside there and it was stuck inside, up inside there, and that I could not see it. But anyway, 77 is not the size for that. Anyway, I lucked out because this brass rod is also 0.195, and so the 75 that I used the other day is, I think, 0.0205, and 75 is exactly what I need, or 76 is exactly what I need. So let me put the 76 in there and hope I don't lose it again. I was wondering why I couldn't get it tight all the way down, and it's because the 76 was stuck in there back further and I couldn't see it. Alright, so let me put this number 75 back. I'm not going to be using that. I'll try drilling the 76 and see if that'll work, because that'll be a snug fit if I can. Well, I had to drill it out just a little bit. There was some resistance in there, so the hole wasn't quite big enough, so this will make it easier to get in right here. So we got to drill these out, and we're going to drill them while they're still on the sprue. And I'm not going to put a lot of pressure on it. Just drill lightly into it. Well, I have the brass wire inside the pulley, or the gear, on this one. It says 1/4 inch in, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue it in there before I put the pillow block bearing on it. And I lost my, oh, here it is. I did not see it because it fell over my super glue, so I'm going to turn it over on this side here so I can see what the hell I'm doing. And put, I think what I'll do, I'll put a dab over here and put it right there, and get my accelerant and big old, this big thing right there of accelerant. It goes everywhere. But it gets the job done, and it cleans up my board. It makes it shiny. Okay, so there. Now we got to put the pillow block bearing on. Okay, so put a pillow block bearing about 3/64 in from each end of the shaft. Space to glue to the uprights above the coal gate header. Okay, above the coal gate header. The coal gate header, there's the pillow blocks right there. Boom, boom. Okay. So it goes in that way. So what I'm going to do is, while this thing is still in its sprue, I'm going to put the pillow block bearing in here. I drilled all three of them out. Well, luckily the super glue didn't hold that well, because I tried to put the pillow block bearing in on this end that I had cut, and it would not go, and even if I tried sanding it down, it could not get it in from that end. So I had to take everything apart and then redo this, and the gear goes right up against the other deal. So I gotta move this in a little bit further. And later on I'm going to have to put an arm on there also. So I might have to drill the arm out even further. And I was wondering where the fourth pillow block was, and I just saw it. I turned this sprocket over, and the pillow block is attached to the sprocket. So I'm just going to drill that out while we got all this here drilling, because I just drilled the two arms. And I got to do this on a little bit of an angle because this is real thick, and as I push down on it, it's putting the sprocket on an angle. So I'm not going to go all the way through because it probably sits on the end. So just go like that, so this shaft will sit inside of that. Okay, until we read the directions. Took me a while to get it, but here it is, right there. The two arms, the two pillow block bearings, and the pulley. So it'll be sitting on there just like so, like that. What I did was I sprayed the lumber right there with the accelerant and put a dab of the super glue on each one of the pillow block bearings, and then with my tweezers just put it in place, and put it right there. Okay, I keep trying to glue these things in here with super glue, but they just keep on coming apart. Well, we'll regroup and glue the chain on like I was supposed to before I glued everything in. That'll make life easier, because this chain has to go around this sprocket and pulled tight. Well, before we call it a night, I attached all the pillow block bearings to the uprights with Alene's tacky glue. Now this sprocket and that larger one, the chain wraps around it and ends, and on this one over here it hangs down. So we'll let that sit overnight. And what I did, I glued the chain, and luckily there's some glue on it that holds it straight up so I could catch it, and the bottom half is stuck down in there, and I hope that I can grab it and pull it up over top of the sprocket in the morning. There's a little bit. Okay, let me tip it over. And it's on the shaft, but which is a good deal. But you get the idea. get glued right on that sprocket right there. So I'll just leave it right like that hanging there. So I'll be able to grab it in the morning and glue it into place, and then pull this one up around and glue that up on top of it. So that is a lot of aggravation right there. I should have just did it with Alene's tacky glue to begin with, and scrapped the CA glue. I mean, the CA glue held the pillow blocks to the shafts, but it didn't do me any good on the wood. I mean, it just just came loose all the time. So we'll do the tacky glue. If that doesn't work, we'll have to get some epoxy and put it on with that. But hopefully the tacky glue will keep it on there.
Up the mountain, and I'm never going back again, I swear. So I rode my body up the mountain to a place where I can sit in my rocking chair. I rode my buddy up the mountain, and I'm never going back again, I swear. Rode his body up the mountain. Rode his body up the mountain.
They say wrap the chain around the sprocket and glue it in place. Can you imagine doing it on that little itty bitty thing there? Even with my magnifying goggles on, it was hard to see and hard to do. And with the tweezers and all that good stuff, man, a lot of aggravation in there, but I got it done. So it was well worth it. Okay, so we're going to go head on over to the workbench and do a few things, because a lot of things just, the next step is cutting like 4 little pieces of the wire and then gluing them onto place in 2 different places, and then cutting out thing and then building a platform with ladders and railings. So we'll see what we'll go over the instructions with that, but we'll put you over here at the workbench. I'll shut this microphone off so we don't have an echo, and we'll see you on over there. All right, so I did a little work since that video that you saw. I got the chains on there. I wrapped the chain around these little sprockets here, because that one, turns everything right there. And then this chain, you pull on this chain to open up the chute, or open up this gate right here. But little itty bitty stuff, real small stuff. Hey, Jim Tedesco, how you doing? Good to see you in here. Oh, don't worry about being late. Better late than never. All right, so while I was doing this, I recorded a little video So I've got one more video to show you before we start doing something here. Please hop over to Rumble to help Tom out. There you go. Well, Jim's already been over there, so his chat already counted. So thanks anyway, Gerald. While I'm waiting for the stream to start, I glued these chains into place and glued that chain guard and put this gate there, and I'm following down this so I can glue that right into place, right like that. So this is probably, it's too tacky already, so put another glob of glue here. And I might have to hold this up for a little bit because this is going on an angle in there. And I just painted this with the khaki, and we'll hit this with some stain later on for the metal and the wood. So we got to keep it there just like that, at that angle right there. Okay, so I guess at the same angle as the joists. So I'll just hold it like that for a while, and we'll be done with it. And there you go. I put my sanding stick under it to hold it in place, so I wouldn't have to hold it there for 5 minutes. Alright, everything's glued into place right now. Okay, and you can see the chain hanging there. You can't really see it that well, but it's hanging there. Right, so get it over here like that. The chain guard in there, all that stuff in there. Next thing we got to do is cut some of this brass rod. Got to have some going from these arms right here to this 2x4 right there, and then from up here on that timber down to the side of here. And then once that is done, we got to cut out another piece and make a platform down here on the hoist house. So that's it. Okay, I wasn't paying attention. I'm over here reading the directions because I don't have any sound on that while that was going on there. All right, so okay, so what it says here: cut 2 pieces of brass wire just long enough to glue to the ends of the arms and to the ends of the 2x4. So what they're talking about is these little arms right here on each side, and these 2x4s right here on the gate. And then cut 2 pieces of brass wire and glue to the belt timber and to the sides of the coal chute. And then from up here to there, there to there. Before gluing this tight, however, it would be wise to check your largest locomotive to be sure it will pass under the chute with sufficient clearance. Now you can glue the coal chute in place. Now you can. I already glued it in place, so I got ahead of them. Okay. Oh darn. So let's see how high this is anyway. Boy, let me go down here on this other one. Okay, so I got this on the edge of the thing, and that is not going to fit underneath the locomotive. It is less than 2 inches. That's 1 5/8. So I got to find a locomotive. Help me out here. I got to find the locomotive and put this on the edge of the layout and see what the hell's going on here. So I got to find one of my locomotives. Hold on, let me put this on the edge of a layout and see what's going on. Oh my goodness, I gotta lift this up probably way up here. I'm gonna have to put it up in that position right there, in the up position. They're up like that just to get it cleared. All right, so how high is that? Yeah, that's about 2 3/8. So this is one advantage of Alene's tacky glue. It's like that. Okay. So let me cut some of these things, because after we cut them, we got to cut this thing out and put it right there. Now, I am glad that I did not glue this on already, because if I did, I'd have to be working on it like this, with this thing on here like that. Can you imagine that? All right, so it's all right. We'll just keep it like that, and I'll get my little measuring stick right here, and we got to do it from right here to the timber. So I'll do it on the bottom of the timber, and we'll say, and with this light shining on, it's kind of hard to see the tick marks. So 2, 4, 6, 8. So about 1 7/16 for those. And then the other one from the arm, that's going to be even harder. Let me see, I got on the edge of this thing here, I got tick marks. So hey, this is a good way to do it here. Okay, except it goes this way here. But I can't see them. Okay. All right, so what I'll do, I'll just do this right here. I'll hold it right here and mark it with the tweezer where I got to be with the tweezer. On the side of the 2x4 to right there. So that's where I need to cut it. I'll put that on the line right there. And that is 3/8 inches long. Okay, so use the calipers, Tom. Yeah, but I can't get the calipers down in there. Not in this one here. That's the only problem. Now you're going to be complaining because I'm using this right here. Yeah, but I already ruined it, so it's all right. I got it right on the edge right there. So I'll just slide it up a little bit. And this is what I've been cutting it with, because my my diagonals, they're not as they don't seem to be as sharp as these, and they dinged this thing. That's why I was having trouble getting the pillow block bearing in on the side that I cut. Right about there. Okay. All right. Okay, now does anybody remember what I said was how long the other one was? I have to go back and listen to the recording, except I didn't record this yet. All right. Okay. Now I'll do it. Because I can't remember what I measured it as. I'll use the caliper up here because I could never get it down into there. All right, so we'll measure it. It would be ideal if let me see. Well, let me put it like right here. Okay. 1.778. So we'll just find these other two pieces. Oh, here's one right here. So, and wouldn't you know it, that one's too short. So this one I'm going to have to use for the arms back here. So now I could put my blade on it and roll it, but that's no fun. Now let's see if that was almost in half. So what I'll do is I'll just make this other one shorter and I'll lift it up just a little bit more. That wasn't hard. Okay, so there's my wires right there. Now, do I dare do this with super glue, or do I do this with Alene's tacky glue? It should work with super glue if I could find my new tube. I got new tubes here somewhere because I just used my old one. And I had about 6 tubes that Debbie gave me. And I don't have these bins marked. I just look at what's in the bin, and I don't see any on these ones in front of me. So I'm going to have to check over on the side behind the laptop. And for those of you who didn't know, these were the things I was talking about. They had fuzzies on the end. And after I got another one out, because I lost this one, and then I got the other one out, but then I found it. But I got 3 different sizes in that also. I got the white ones and the green ones also. So let me see where the super glue is. Aha! I see it. That one's gel. I don't want gel. All right, here we go. We got it. Now this doesn't, I don't know if this is the one that we got at Lowe's. Let me check the old tube. Yep. Yeah, we got these at Lowe's, and they were like, they had them in the clearance aisle. They had them for like $2.62 for 2 of them. So we picked up a bunch of them. I used up all of mine so far, and then Debbie gave me some of hers. There's a quiz here. 1778. There you go. That's not a quiz. Okie dokie. I gotta cut a hole in this, huh? Yep. Okay. It ain't gonna be that big forever. Alright, so this is the delicate part right here. Okay. We'll see how well I do this. Okay, so I gotta, oh man, I gotta do it this way. So do it from here. Oh yeah, I can see I'm gonna have all kind of trouble doing that right there. Not with those tweezers. Let me try the other tweezers. Where's my other ones? Okay, I got too many things right. Oh, here we go. Now these might be too wide. I won't be able to get any glue on there. Hold on a second. I got some more tweezers here that has rough edges. Got to get in my stash of tools here. I wonder if this one will be a little bit better. But this one's a little bit harder to hold, but can I get the right angle with that one there? Oh yeah. Okay. That one will work. Now doing the other side is a different story because I'm right-handed, and the other side I'd have to turn it like that. I was just helping. I know, Gerald. Okay, come on. Here it comes. Come on. A little dab will do ya. I'll stick it in the end. Right there. And right there. There's a little drop on the end of the deal. So there's on the glass now. So, oh, yeah, I got to do it this way here. Better put my goggles on so I could see what the hell I'm doing, huh? Here we go. And I dropped it. Wouldn't you know it? Oh, don't fall in the crack. Now I can't grab it with that one. Ah. Let's try this again. A little on that side, a little on that side. And hope I didn't get it on the tweezers. Okay, got that one. That one was even easier. Okay. Now let's do these over here. Okay, so we got to go from there to there. Is that the one I measured? Nope. That's the one I measured. Okay. So let's check this again. From here, I'm going to have to do it off to the side, huh? I guess not, huh? Well, that looks a little bit long. I know I measured it right. Let me recut this. Or did I check from, I probably checked from up this one up here, didn't I? No, I didn't. I checked from right here. So, I'll hold that there. Let me redo this. I'm trying to get the tweezer on where I need to cut it. Okay, right there. And I put the cutters away. Okay. Bear with me here. Okay. Oops. Okay, now and do it like so. Okay, put one here and put one here. And don't stick it on my finger. It's not holding. Okay, don't let me breathe when I'm doing this. Okay, there we go. Now I got to do the other side. Whew. Now let me see how. And again, that looks like it's too low again. Ugh. Let's see, how far is that from the bottom? That's under 2 inches. I gotta make it even shorter than that. How did I get it too long? Uh-oh. So I'll have to cut it about right there. And I'll have to put a dab of that glue. Put it right here. Okay. There you go. That's one. Okay, grab this other one here. Right there. So much for the calipers. I don't know how I got it wrong. Just a little bit shorter. Okay, there we go. So, still got some glue here on the glass. Yep. Have to do it like this. Okay. And I don't believe it. I look on it edgeways, and they are exactly right. But if you look this way, they're a little bit off. They're coming in just a little bit, but good enough for this. All right, so we got that. Whew. I can breathe now. All right. So that's it for the super glue for right now. And close that up on there so I don't get it on my fingers. And I know I had some on this one too. I could put this one back and this one back because that one didn't work for shit. Okay, here we go. Back to the drawing board here. Back to the cutting board because we got to cut now. Alright, so this is what we got to cut out right here. And that goes right there. And so this is the last one of these we got to cut out. So hot dog. One long side, and here goes the other long side. Do it like that. Okay, and the edge. Ooh, got some shavings there, huh? Come over here. And Rob, I've been so busy, I haven't been able to edit that one video to show that guy in the other car giving the finger to whoever was sitting there. I said I was going to do it on Sunday, but I got involved over here. And I've been busy ever since with working in the yard, walking, and then doing this stuff over here. So I didn't get a chance to edit it. I still haven't put out the train videos from the last train show, D-Land. I still got Orlando N-Track and First Coast Model Railroad Society, and those are the two layouts that were there, and then the barn afterwards. Oh boy, man, that that just left all kind of ragged edges on that thing. Let's try this again here. This is some funky cardstock here. And one other thing it says to do is to scribe on these lines, scribe the lines right here to make it look like it's individual pieces of steel. With frayed edges. Oh my goodness. Look at that. Let me try it with this one here. See if I get those little deals out of there. We're going to have 4x8 sheets of steel trimmed. Okay, that one worked good, but these other ones, it doesn't seem so. Yeah, it seems like it's pulling the cardstock. So we're just going to have to deal with it that way. Yeah, that's what I do with this one here, but I guess I got to sharpen it again, because this has got the really fine point. These other ones are new blades over here, but this is the one I keep sharpening. Look at that. Okay, so we'll just score this right here to make it look like there's different pieces of steel there. Don't want to go too deep with it. Well, we'll make this one look like it's rusted on the bottom with all that stuff on the thing here. That's a good idea. And I'll put tomorrow I'll put some paint on here. Okay, so that goes on there like this, because there's a platform right there. So there's a platform on this one here. Got to open this thing up again. Oh yeah, there's the platform right there. Yeah, I know. Time to sharpen the blade. Yeah, what? Okay. So, are they using individual planks, or are they using this thing right here? And that's crappy when it's folded over. Got too many creases in it. Get these things out of the way. I was using this to prop it up. Yeah, that edit will. I can't wait to get it done. That edit. Because there's one here and one up here too. Let me see. There's supposed to be a platform up here. A platform right here. So that looks like the one that goes up on the top. So I'll probably have to make this one out of planks, because the platform is supposed to go in there. The hell is that supposed to go in there? It's right there. Okay. So it's on this thing right here, right there, right here, right where my thing is. So I'm going to have to raise those things up, because they must be in the wrong place. Because it goes in like that. Okay. So we're going to have to make this out of individual pieces. Let's see what the instructions say. Where were we? Cut the steel shield from the card and score along the lines to indicate that it's made of individual plates. Glue it to the front of the hoist house. Glue a piece of 2x4, 2 inches long, the upper edge of the shield and centered. Build the platform along the front of the hoist house, 9/32 inches wide and 1 3/4 inch long. The platform brackets are 2x4s. See figure 1 and 2 for the construction and placement of the bracket and platform. So 1 and 2. So it's like that big. So I'm going to have to build that sucker. My goodness. And I got to put a 2x4. How long did it say the 2x4? Two inches long, so along the top of this. So is that how long the deal is? Okay, that goes right here. Centered. So I guess that rests on it. So let me see. Get the goggles in and look. And it really doesn't show the 2x4 on this one here. It shows the platform and the L bracket on there. But it probably rests on the 2x4. So we're going to have to put a 2x4 2 inches long up on the top of that. So I guess these are the 2x4s right here. So that would go right up on the top there. So do I have any short ones here? That's one that I cut already, so we'll just cut that one at 2 inches. Okay, so that'll go up on top of that, like so, centered. Okay, and I got some of that gang planking that I could make a platform right here. So let's see if this is... Do I have enough right there? I have absolutely enough right there. I cut. So let me see what we got here. How long is this supposed to be? I might be able to just cut this thing for the decking of the platform. Okay, so one and 3/4 inches long. That's only 1 3/4 inches long. My goodness. And nine 30-seconds wide. 9/32. I'm pretty sure that this is probably 9/32. Yep, that's 9/32 right there. But what? That's a short. It looks longer than that. It goes from now it shows the platform up on the top of that. That's weird. Okay, so this is the 2x4 down here. Okay, so I got it. This is the 2x4 right here, up on top. Here's the platform. There's no railing on the platform. Okay, and these verticals right here are the brackets, right there. These brackets right here. And that's... and the bracket is held up by that 2x4 right there. I got it. So what did it say? Okay, Rob, here's the quiz. What did it say? How long was it? 1 3/4 inches long. So put it over here. Put it on my block. And I'm not going to make this tonight because I got to cut a lot of little 2x4s out. So we'll just get started with this thing right here. 1 3/4 inches. That would be right there. Okay, so get my square over here. Right to there. And right along this line right here. Yeah, I needed to sharpen this thing. Here's my platform. Okay. There's the 2x4 on that. And so we got to make some little brackets. Holy moly. So right there, that's the 2x4, and these are brackets right there, and put that up on the top there. All right, so that's a job for tomorrow, because I got to cut 2x4s like this right here. That's short. So how short is that? Well, got to go down to the 32nd scale. Two, 4, 6. Nine, well, the width of this 9/32. Okay. Okay, Tom. It's late. So that's the top of it. And we'll grab one of these. And we'll just use this as a template for we got to put angles on this one here. So right there. And I ain't got no place to hold on to it. And right there. My goodness. Okay, so there is the angle. So how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got to do 5 of those like that. And that's turned over. So up, and it turned over again. So like that. I gotta make 5 of those little itty bitty things right there. So that's not gonna happen tonight. As much as I'd like to do it, but tomorrow's another day. We'll do that tomorrow. I got to make 4 more of those things right there. So, I lucked out. We got this much done tonight. So, good deal. I'm gonna head on over to the other side. Break on through to the other side. All right, see you over on the other side. All right, here I am on this side here, back into civilization. Yep, I know, time to sharpen my damn blades, huh? 10-10 tonight, that's a pretty good run. All right. Let's see what we got here. All right, how about that? We got 10 likes on there. All right. Woohoo. And we got Butt Army 69 just started following my channel, Tom Kovichak. But did he show up in the chat? Did I miss him? He's been on here for a year on Rumble. Yeah, Butt Army. He doesn't, but he doesn't have any videos or anything like that. But he just followed me. So if you're watching, thank you, and say something in the chat if you're in here. Say hello to everybody. Rob likes to talk to you. All right, so Monday, Wednesday, Friday. The next show is Friday at, and my works better if I turn my light shining to me. I had it shining off to the side. Okay, so Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 7 p.m. We'll see how far I get there. And so we got to put the end screen up here and play around. I'll have to jiggle it while I'm here until I get to edit that thing. What guy? What did I say his name was? Bot Army 69. He just followed me. Okay. Let me put it up here. Okay, this guy here. Oh, well, you can't. Bot Army 69. I don't go all the way over to the edge. About. Joined October 2nd, 2024. No views, no videos. There you go. Okay. Oh, that guy. Yeah, that guy there. All right, so let's get into this end screen here and play around with what's going on. Thank you all for stopping in. I really appreciate you coming in and chatting here on Rumble and on ScrewTube. Okay. I can't put any of this stuff up on. Hey, remember the West. How you doing? Been busy working on my summertime lake module, running late on it. All right. Head on over to Rumble and say hello to everybody over there on Rumble before we close this thing out. Okay, so here we go.
We got some rail fans over there. Here we go.
Aboard the Fall Train. My name is Shute. I am your instructor today. For working all creatures on the air. Today I'll be operating on the train. Again, my name is Shute. I'm taking out the city on the Indian Rail. Stop the car. Also, bring it on to this.
I'll get a video of it.
Water tower.
All right, everybody. See you on Friday. Thank you all for stopping in. Bye-bye.